Good morning. Good morning, North County. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Buzz. Today is Tuesday. It's the May 11th edition of the Morning Buzz. Good morning. The song that you hear is called When I Go. It's a song that I wrote with my producer, Christian, back in 2012. And this track is on our first album that we put out, The Small Kicks. It's a 12-minute song. It just goes and goes and goes. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites because it's just music with like some backup vocals, and it's super just kind of trance-like. It's very I don't know. To me, the inspiration for writing this song was just like it was almost a letter, if you will. It was a letter that I wrote to a buddy of mine who passed away, and it was my tribute to him, basically saying, we will meet again type thing. And so this was a Yeah, that's a good track to do in memory and honor of my buddy Kevin, who passed away when we were 19 years old. So um, it was it was a cool track. Anyways, that's When I Go. So the Small Kicks. Again, I'm only licensed to play music that I wrote, apparently. So there you go. That's the intro music. Today is May 11th. It's the Morning Buzz, and we have about an hour or so before we have our first guest. So lots to talk about this morning. We have we have the unfortunate thing that took place down in San Luis Obispo yesterday afternoon with the passing of one of the officers in San Luis Police Department, and so that's something that's obviously rocked our community pretty hard, and of course, a family who will never be the same. So that's unfortunate. And my stepdad, who raised me, being a retired San Luis police officer, San Luis City police officer, obviously this hits home for him and our family and the extended uh, um, law enforcement community. And so this is just a super tragic incident that happened yesterday, and it's one of those things that just changes lives forever. So here we are. Um, I don't have any information regarding the second officer that was shot, but I heard the last reading I saw was that he's in stable condition, and so if that changes, I'm Anthony's going to be in on 7:15 to kind of give us any of the latest information that he's getting regarding that. But again, super tragic thing that happened yesterday down in San Luis Obispo, and so our hearts go out to the family and the law enforcement community, and we're praying for that family through this tragedy. So super sad. Um, yeah, when I started this show, the whole goal of the show was to promote positivity and news and information and community, and um, it's one of those things where you kind of just walk this fine line where you don't want to be like this super hardcore uh, news outlet that invokes chaos and what's the word, debate and hatred and fear. You definitely don't want to do that, but at the same time you also want to be an outlet, be a resource that is available, that provides a different opinion and school of thought and different reference point, I guess, that's refreshing and positive. And so, when things like this happen, you have to figure out how you're going to, I guess, report on it, how you're going to talk about it, how you're going to do all of those things. And um, it's difficult to process. Uh, Pastor Charlie Reed says he's a retired peace officer. We stand with our brothers and sisters, and at the SLO PD and their families this after National Correctional Peace Officers Week. That was last week. Yeah, absolutely. And then thank you for your service, Pastor Reed. We appreciate it. I know that you were out there for many years, I think out at the boys' school, if I'm not mistaken. So thanks again for doing your duty as a peace officer and a public servant. So thank you. Can you guys hear my dog in the background? He's going nuts. There must be cows on the property next door. I don't know. So yeah, it's just a super unfortunate incident that happened yesterday, and immediately when something like this happens and you don't have any details, your mind goes into okay, is it somebody that I know? Um, is it someone we know? Is it we need more information? I hope nobody's hurt, and it's and then you get the news that it's worst case scenario, right? It is somebody that is unfortunately passed away, and then that's something in itself. And so, my stepdad was saying that he thinks this may be the first San Luis PD police officer killed in the line of duty that he can remember, and I don't know that to be true for a fact, but he was trying to think if he knew of any other one. And I don't have that information off the top of my head right now. Um, but obviously, one life lost is one too many, and unfortunately, that's the uh, the the possibility that you sign up for when you take the oath and you're sworn in as an officer. And I heard I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and the one I heard most recently that kind of talks about safety of police officers and whatnot. Is a series that was done in the wake of the George Floyd killing in Minneapolis. The officer, and his name escapes me, is Chauvin, I think, or something. But the guy that I listened to his podcast, his name is Rich Roll. He went into Minneapolis and he met with a lot of the elected officials, a lot of the community members, just different people within the community. I heard a stat that said only 4% of calls that the police take result in some type of incident where the police have to either use force or defend themselves in a violent situation. 4%, right? The big problem is that you, as a police officer, never know when that 4% is going to happen. And so you're called into every situation to plan for and prepare for the worst. Yeah, that's a tricky one, right? Because you don't want to over police the community and start hostile, but then you also don't want to be ill prepared for the worst case scenario. And obviously, yesterday, serving a search warrant that ended in a worst case scenario situation. And so, I don't have any information about the search warrant or anything like that. Anthony, let's get you in. Hey, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm just coming out of my morning ritual, prayer and scripture, and so I'm doing good this morning. I'm doing good.
Good. So, do you have any information in regards to the search warrant that was being served, or any?
I don't. That wasn't made public, but from what I do know that and that San Luis Obispo Police Department did confirm that it was in the process of a search warrant, and yeah, the most unfortunate uh, result, as you were talking about, came out of that, unfortunately. And for those of you that don't know, there was 2 officers that were injured, and obviously one of them received the worst of the 2. And as I understand from this morning, that the one that survived, is in stable condition. I know where and which hospital that he's in, but I'm not gonna go down that road. But yeah, it's not a good situation, and so
Have they released the name of the other officer who's been injured?
they have not. They have not.
Okay.
But what I've heard this morning is that they are going to have a press conference this afternoon at 12.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I believe it's going to be on ksby.com. Maybe they'll stream it live on KSBY TV. But as for right now, I just know that it's going to be on ksby.com.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's funny in the wake of this whole thing going down and it being an active situation yesterday evening, you turn to KSBY and they're showing Jeopardy. So
right.
that was
Right. And so, I mean, as the investigation was going on, and it happened. If you don't already know, Mike, it happened right around 5:20, and so that was, I guess, like near the end of the afternoon or the evening KSBY news, and so obviously they didn't know what was happening, and obviously, as we saw last night, they didn't break to like breaking news until after 6. And so, I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional this morning, but it just hits home. It just hits home.
No, I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Do we know? So was the person that was served the search warrant that is now deceased? Do we know if one of those 2 police officers was the one that was able to take him or her down, or was it?
It didn't.
Was there some type of standoff?
Yeah, I listened to it on the scanner. I have a switch on my scanner that I can switch over to what's called all county mode. And from what I can remember from the radio traffic, is that the officer was reportedly down in with the suspect, and also I remember hearing that they were calling for other officers to bring like shields and stuff to the officers that were already on the scene and ready to go in. So at that point, I would imagine, and it would make sense to me, that the officer was down with the suspect at that point. So at some point, I'm just assuming they exchanged gunfire, but that's unconfirmed.
Got it. Okay. So. Well, I'm sure more details will come out as the day progresses and the weeks. And so, did they release the name of the officer who passed away?
No.
Okay.
No, they didn't. I'm assuming that sort of be announced today at 12. But
they basically just sent a press release. The police department put a statement out saying that they lost somebody.
Right, yeah, and everybody is obviously supporting them, and rightfully so. And they're putting the black band across the patch. For those of you that may not know what that means, that's in solidarity with the fallen officer, and that's kind of a I don't know, Mike, and understanding and respect for a fallen officer in the line of duty, whether it be from an active shooter situation like we saw last night, or if the officer was off duty. It doesn't matter. An officer is gone. He lost his life, and rightfully so. It's in solidarity.
And we actually don't even know. We don't know if it's a him or her at this point.
No, that hasn't been disclosed to the public. But I did watch the 11 o'clock news. I fell asleep last night at around 9:30 because I was just all emotional. So, but from what I did watch this morning just before the show is that they did see KSBY saw the two bodies being taken out, and so obviously that's hours after the investigation has started and concluded, and so
got it.
Yeah, okay. And also I heard just to kind of wrap it up here, there was a procession from the apartment complex where it took place all the way over to the sheriff's coroner's office, which is over there by San Luis Airport. Mm-hmm. And so, as I understand, some community members followed the procession, and that was emotional for them as well. Saying that, and so it's just too close to home, and I mean, obviously, we all know that it can happen anywhere, and it did happen anywhere, and it can happen anywhere, and so it's just a somber day. So, so
yeah. Not to shed light on the issue, but the coroner's office is next door to our dentist, and it's really strange to see, them taking bodies into the coroner's office as you're walking up to your dental appointment. It's just it's a strange thing. It's a very unassuming building. It's an office park, and you would think it's just another door, but in fact, it's the coroner. It's really strange. Eerie.
Yeah, that's where a lot of I would say investigations conclude, for the lack of a better term. And I mean that's where it has to be somewhere. It can't be just anywhere. But sure. I guess it could be. But yeah. So it's just, and I hate to come on the show and just be this emotional and show my emotions because I'm just not. I'm just still in awe. Awe in a bad way, and so. I'm just not used to being on the show and being emotional.
Well, it's it's one of those things for all of us, right? That we, the show's all about promoting positivity and community and freshness and laughter and smiling, but there is an unfortunate reality that is life that sometimes we have to just deal with. And the loss of a human life is whether it's a police officer or any human being, it's a loss of a life in our community, especially, is tragic, right? In any circumstance. And so, but then when it's somebody who has basically sacrificed themselves to protect our community, it takes on a
different toll.
For sure. Yeah. And I know for you, especially wanting to be in law enforcement and your father being in law enforcement and my stepdad being in law enforcement, like for us. Yeah. And my stepdad was San Luis Obispo Police. Like, that's, so this is one of his, which is.
Right. And let me just speak to the point of security officers. That is a form of law enforcement. Obviously, way more condensed, obviously, than an actual police officer. But still, it's that that's one of our brothers.
Yeah.
Or sisters.
Mhm.
I would say, whoops, sorry about that. It hasn't been obviously declared if it was a male or female officer, but it's just, for me personally, I'll just talk about myself for a second. I consider myself to be among the brothers and sisters of law enforcement. Obviously, I'm in security, and so that's a different branch of law enforcement.
Mhm.
But law enforcement helps me out, and I help them out sometimes. And so, for me personally, it hits home and it hits personal because I feel in my heart that it's one of my brothers or sisters that went down, and so it just hits home. It just hits home. So.
Yeah, and it does, and obviously we don't want to spend too much time on it because there is a part of us that has to. I feel like I have a responsibility to uplift the people that are watching and listening, to motivate them to start their day, to inspire them, and so it's that balancing act of reporting the news and then obviously, uh, I guess compartmentalizing it and moving forward, and so. All right. Well, with that being said, do me a favor, stay on top of the news, see if any more information is released here in the next half hour or so, and then we'll check back in with you.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
All right. No worries. All right.
All right, Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. In case you're just joining us, good morning. It's Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. This is the Morning Buzz. My name is Mike Brady. I'm the host of the Morning Buzz, and the show is a community-based show that is just all about promoting kindness and laughter and joy and community, but also giving you news and information. And unfortunately, sometimes the news is not good news. And so with that being said, obviously, incident last night in San Luis Obispo where 2 people were killed. One of them was a police officer and another police officer shot and wounded. And so we are mourning that this morning, and we are just making sure that Anthony keeps tabs on all the updated developments and information that's coming out through San Luis Obispo Police Department. And so it is unfortunate. So, all right, shifting gears real quick. One of those things that you ever find that something just kind of shows up in your face right when you need it to. I had one of those instances this morning, and it was a Facebook post that was a friend that she posted a Fred Rogers quote. And so this is, this kind of just got dropped in front of me, and I went, I love this. And so I'll just share it with you. Love isn't a state of perfect caring. It is an active noun like struggle. Okay, she says, Mr. Rogers, the wholesome father figure whom generations of kids grew to cherish thanks to his regularly shared nuggets of wisdom. He had so much good advice, in fact, that he filled an entire book with it called You Are Special, Words of Wisdom for All Ages from a Beloved Neighbor. In this quote from that book, Mr. Rogers tells us that love is not effortless. You can care about someone easily, but to continue to care about them as they grow and change and sometimes cause pain takes some work. But sometimes things are worth working for. And when it comes to love, it's almost always worth it to put in that effort. That was a good reminder for me this morning, and I just wanted to share that with you. So, Mr. Rogers, yeah, that show was a a great childhood memory that I had, being a little kid, watching it every single day, watching him come in and change his jacket and change his shoes and put the jacket on the hanger in the closet and sit down and do the whole thing. Um, oh my gosh, my dog is going nuts. So just sharing that with you this morning. All right, Mr. McFarland, Mr. Mac has texted me earlier this morning saying that he's not going to be able to make it. He had something going on, and so not much to report in the way of news except for, let's see here, the scoreboard. What do we have? Golf, Templeton defeated Orchid Academy. All right, here we go. Hey, it's a little soccer ball. That's kind of cool. All right, Eagles outpace Orchid Academy for the win. Gillis gets an eagle and takes medalist honors. Okay, so the Eagles are going 2-0 in league. Suddenly found themselves on the other end of the losing 2 in a row in Napomo. However, the team dug deep and scored a solid win against Orchid Academy at home. This was at Hunter Ranch yesterday. The Eagles, led by medalist Michael Gillis, won the contest running away. Gillis scored a personal best 42 that was punctuated by an eagle hole out from the rough on the par 5 sixth hole. Overall, the Eagles played well as a team, with everyone scoring well and beating Orchid Academy by 34 strokes. Awesome. Okay, the Eagles will travel to Orchid Thursday for a rematch playing on the challenging Rancho Maria course. All right, Eagles scores as follows. Michael Gillis shot a 42, Max Dunow 43, Rex Cohn 48, Trevor Domingos 48, Jake Stelsley 48, and Luke Cherry 55. All right, it's pretty good. Not a bad showing, boys. Nice work. All right, so that's Eagles golf, and that's really the only thing that they reported on overnight. Let's see what we have on tap today. Today is Tuesday. We've got varsity boys soccer versus Morro Bay at Morro Bay High School at 5:30. We've got varsity girls soccer at senior night tonight. That's at home tonight at 5:30 against Morro Bay. And so varsity boys tennis versus Pioneer Valley at Pioneer Valley at 3 o'clock. JV boys tennis, 5 o'clock at Pioneer Valley. Varsity boys volleyball, it's senior night there versus Paso Robles High School at Templeton. It's at 6:30 tonight. JV boys soccer versus Paso, that's going to be held at War Memorial Stadium at Flamson. That's 3:45. JV girls soccer versus San Luis Obispo at Laguna Middle School today at 3:45 as well. So lots of sports happening today for Templeton Eagles. Good stuff. All right. That is the sports report. What is the weather going to be today? Today, it's going to get up to about 80 degrees, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock or so. Highs around 80. So currently 52 outside. It says 82 degrees now. It just changed. All right. Beautiful day, 52 degrees outside right now. So today is a day where you want to just take a few minutes and see if you can get some of that vitamin D to just reset your soul. It's good stuff. So speaking of resetting your soul, I told you I did yoga in the parking lot at the backyard on Saturday morning, and the sun was just beating down. It was the perfect temperature, no breeze. It was just perfect. And there's just something to be said for closing your eyes and breathing and just soaking up that sun. And again, super hippie of me to just think like that, but it's it was a cool experience and very refreshing. So I highly recommend yoga if you guys haven't tried it yet. I'm going to at some point go back and do it again, because it was a nice little change of pace. All right, today on the show we've got at 8 o'clock baseball. Rob Tompkins, coach, varsity head coach of Templeton Eagles baseball, will be joining us to give us a Templeton Eagles update for the baseball team. And then at 8:30, Mr. Aston, Principal Aston, will be in to do his weekly principals update with us to check in to see what's going on in the on the high school front. He's only going to be here for a few minutes, though, maybe 10 or so, but he will pop in and say what's up, and we'll go from there. So super excited to just check in with him again. All right, today is day 43, day 43 of my 75 hard day challenge. 75 hard challenge. I'm going strong still. I got my stuff done early yesterday. So good morning, Mark and Shelly Silvera. Say good morning. Hey, I heard your daughter chose a school. Is that true? Yeah, in case you don't know, this little Haley, she's 18 now. Haley Silvera, who I got the pleasure of meeting, I think when she was 13. She sang the national anthem with us at one of our shows. Super talented singer, actress, dancer. She is Pastoral Hills High School, graduating. We've just gotten to know her over the years, and she's super talented, and she's going to pursue, I think, singing and acting and on the next level. And so congratulations to you, Haley. But I did hear you chose a college, so I'm excited to hear where you're going. So sorry, I got sidetracked because they said hello, but good morning. Yeah, so day 43 of the 75 hard challenge. Yesterday I got done early. I got all of my reading done. I got my 2 workouts in before 6 o'clock. I got my gallon of water drank. I did good on my diet. I had some time to do some research. We talked about nightshades yesterday, and whether or not nightshades were poisonous and bad for you, and the Tom Brady school of thought of nightshades should not be put in your body because they cause inflammation and they're poisonous and da 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 da. Well, I got news and information contrary to that, of course, because the internet, like all things on the internet, there's 2 sides to every story, and so nightshades, facts. Okay, so yeah, there's 2 sides to every story of nightshades, right? Um, the facts are nightshades are in the Solanaceae family, which has more than 2,000 different plant species. Tomatoes, potatoes, tomatillos, eggplants, peppers are common edible nightshades. Many herbs and spices are derived from nightshades. Okay, so including cayenne pepper, crushed red pepper, chili powder, paprika. Several condiments contain nightshades like ketchup and marinara sauce and salsa. Nightshade plants contain the origin. Okay, so anyways, I found something that just basically countered the argument that the countered the argument to nightshades being poisonous and bad for you. So I'll share some of that information here later. Looks like Haley has chosen ASU. All right, Arizona State Sun Devils. That's cool. That's awesome. Congratulations, Haley. Super jealous. I wish I could go to Arizona State. That'd be a blast. Very cool. So yeah, it's that time of year where these seniors are picking their schools if they haven't already. And moms, dads, parents, it's the final countdown, right? I think today is 30 days until graduation at Templeton High School. We have 30 days left, 21 days of school left, from what I've heard. And it's going quick. It's going quick. My senior in my house is just ready to go. She is already purchasing things for her new dorm and just can't wait to get out there. Her roommate, who she's had the pleasure of meeting and hanging out with a couple times, her roommate for next year, is going to make a visit to us here after school gets out and spend a couple weeks enjoying a Templeton summer. Templeton, what is a Templeton summer? Well, it probably consists of a little Avila Beach, a little Cayucas, a little Big Sur run, maybe going out to the load and shoot, enjoying a bonfire out here with friends, like just a standard small town California country style uh, um, vacation. And so she's going to get to experience that with us here for a couple weeks. She is from Waco, Texas, and so her and Abby met online in this group that is incoming freshmen at Belmont University. They connected, they got to meet each other, hang out a couple times, and then now they are going to go on and experience this next chapter of their life together, which is exciting. My roommate from college was a guy that I had known since third grade, still a very dear friend of mine, a guy named Kerry Runnels, who, I met him in third grade. We grew up together, and then Kerry and I went off to Sac State together and lived in the dorms together and experienced regular dorm life. We got in trouble. We got in arguments with each other. We were mad at each other. We would steal each other's food and clothes. Well, it was actually just me stealing his food and clothes. He didn't want any of my stuff, but Carrie was very tolerant, and as my wife can attest to, I'm a difficult person to live with, and so Carrie, if you're watching, if you're listening, good morning. Thank you for putting up with me for all those years. We had a great time together, and I'm glad that you still talk to me. So, college, boy, oh boy, roommates, huh? That's an interesting thing. I'm trying to remember all the roommates I had. In college, I had roommates. I lived in 3 separate places in college in the year and a half. I moved to LA, lived with my grandparents, so I guess you can call them roommates. And then moved to Koreatown, which is downtown off the Wilshire district in LA. And I lived by myself for 6 months and then had a roommate for a couple months. Moved up to Hollywood with one roommate and then moved into another apartment with another roommate. And then after I moved out of that apartment, I moved in with Allison. And so, I've had my fair share of roommates. And now I have a 16-year-old roommate, 18-year-old roommate, and my wife. And it's literally like a frat house here. We never see our kids. They're just coming and going and doing their thing and busy. So, but that's good. I'd rather have busy children that are out doing things that are productive and enjoying life than children. The alternative, which is children that aren't motivated to do anything, right? So, that's good. My son's been super motivated since football ended. He is, he is trying to earn a spot as the quarterback next year on the varsity team here in Templeton, and so he is kind of doing 2-a-days right now. He's working out in the morning. He's working out in the evening. He's changed his diet and his eating habits a little. And so he is just committed and focused on going into the fall and the summer workouts in the best shape of his life. And so that's great to see that he's on fire for that. And he's big. He's like 6'1", 6'2" now, which I have no idea where he got that height from, because I'm 5'10" and my wife's 5'8", and no one in our family is tall, except for my wife's brother, 6'2", I think, or 6'3", something like that. But he came out of nowhere as well, because nobody else in that family is tall. So as we wind down the school year, these kids are getting antsy. The feedback I got from my wife yesterday is that these kids are completely done. They're checked out. She tutors a group of middle schoolers and high schoolers for math, and she sees about 40 kids throughout the course of the week. And the feedback is pretty much the same with all the kids. They're all pretty much done, right? They're checked out. They're ready. Summer's over. She is just asking for us to just pull the lever and just end the year now. Let's just call it quits. These kids are maxed out with their brain capacity, with what they can process, and all of the stuff that they can have intake through this pandemic year and this craziness. And so she is pretty much done with that. All right. Speaking of school, I did see that Malcolm, if you don't know who Malcolm is, Malcolm High is the gentleman who is, he's a retired PG&E meter reader for the Northern California area. Malcolm and his wife moved down to Templeton a couple years ago, to let's see here, moved down here in retirement to be close to family, and they've been enjoying just retired life, and also Malcolm has been doing his part to I don't know, I guess you would call it volunteer and donate his time and his skills to the community. And so what Malcolm did last year, the year before, he just sent a blind email to Coach Crow and said, "Hey, I'm Malcolm. I've been doing videography for weddings for the last 40 years. I'd love to be able to come out and film some of the kids' activities, such as football, and and put together some videos if you'd let me." And so they agreed to it, and Malcolm has been basically doing videos ever since. And he's at a pace right now that is just, I mean, he's frantically putting these videos out, and I can't share them here on the show unless they're original files. But what I can do is I can post links. And so I'll just share my screen real quick. So Malcolm High Video is his YouTube. If you search for it, here's the link in the chat. Let me see here. Malcolm High Video. Malcolm High Videos. Okay, so there. I posted the latest video in the chat. This is the Templeton softball video that he did. This is a 22-minute video. So this isn't, these aren't those videos that are like 45 seconds, blah, blah, blah. No, he goes out and does a whole thing and you can't hear it on the show because, again, it has to be original footage, or it has to be an original file, right? For me to share it and show it on the show. So I'm just kind of sharing my screen and showing you the YouTube video. But maybe I can do this. Hold on.
A good season. They're playing well. We just kind of got some league games started, so we'll see what we look like in a few weeks, and hopefully we finish strong in league and go into CIF and do some damage.
Hi, my name's Teresa Delegana. I am an assistant on the varsity team, and I love softball. I love the girls. I love Templeton. I am a longtime local family, and I'm just proud to be out here supporting our girls and making a difference, hopefully. And we're ready to do some good stuff come league as we're playing and come CIF.
Hi, I'm Becca Twyman. I'm an assistant varsity coach, and it's my first year coaching, and I'm here to have fun and win.
Oh, believe it, that you're in love with me.
I'm Haley, and I'm number 3, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Charlotte, I'm number 28, I'm a senior, and I pitch and play first.
I'm Alani, I'm a junior, I'm number 4, and I play third.
And I play third base.
I'm Alyssa. I'm a sophomore. I play second and first, and I'm number 7. My name is Natalie. I'm a senior. I play left field, and my number's number 12.
My name's Lucia. I'm a freshman, and I play left field.
Know it. And he's holding her in his arms late at night. You know I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
I'm Nella. I'm number 8. I'm a freshman, and I play left field.
I'm Madison. I'm number 10. I'm a junior, and I'm the catcher.
I'm Audrey. I'm a freshman. I'm number 14, and I play left field.
I'm Izzy. I'm a sophomore. I'm number 5, and I'm shortstop.
Sophomore.
Oh, I'm a junior. Yeah.
I'm Bella Backer, and I'm a senior. I'm number 24, and I'm a first baseman and outfielder.
Oh, that was so good.
Are you Jesse's girl?
Yeah. Love her. Shout her out.
Step. Hit and run. Hit run. No. Dropping.
All right, I'm going to pause it here. Where are we, Malcolm? Here we go. Let me pause it, and we'll come back to this video here shortly. We'll end the show with that video. That's little softball video that Malcolm put together. It's a 22-minute video, and the link is in the chat. So if you guys want to watch it yourself, go ahead and click on it. Anthony, what is the latest?
Not much. Just I have some prescribed burns by Cal Fire to tell you about. So Cal Fire is going to be burning approximately 27 brush burn piles in the Montana de Oro
Got it.
State Park area, starting today all the way until Friday. So if you see smoke in that area, don't be alarmed. It's just a controlled burn. And also, Cal Fire is going to be up here in North County, up here in Paso Robles this week, west of Paso on Peachy Canyon Road. They're going to be conducting some fire in a abandoned house up in the Peachy Canyon area. Okay. So if you see smoke in that direction, don't be alerted. It's a controlled burn, and Cal Fire has that under control. So other than that, CHP is clear, and yeah, that's just about it for now.
All right. Well, check back with us here at the end of the show. We appreciate the update.
All right, sounds good.
All right, see you, bud. All right, that's Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. And at this point, it's 8:00. Let's check in with our Templeton High School baseball team, varsity head coach Rob Tompkins. What's happening?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good, not too bad. Had a great weekend.
Yeah, there's just nothing like kicking St. Joe's butt for 2 games in a row, right?
Yeah, well, we owed them those too.
Yeah. So let's talk about the difference between, I guess you guys were down there on Wednesday, was it last week?
Yeah, Wednesday. We went down there Wednesday and ended up in an extra inning game. We hit the ball well. We just hit it right at somebody, and I tipped my cap. They made some plays on defense that kept us from scoring. We had plenty of opportunities, though, to score in the top of the innings, and just for whatever reason, the baseball gods were not on our side.
Yeah, no, and sometimes that happens, right?
Yeah, that's baseball.
Exactly. That's why they play 1 million games in a season, because at any point, that luck can shift, and then you go on streaks, right?
Oh, absolutely, and that's why we walked out of that game feeling pretty confident because we actually hit the ball very well, and we knew that we could probably carry that on, and that we'd find those balls would eventually find spots, and they did all day on Saturday. Oh. They lose a video or no audio? Yeah, I can't hear you. Let me plug in here.
Can anybody hear me now? We lost all audio, huh? Okay, you can hear me. Oh, that's good news. I'm back, but we lost Rob. Where's Rob? Rob! Let me text him here. I'm back. Where are you? All right, let's see if we can get Rob back now that you guys got me. I had to reset and reboot the entire system. Technology in 2021. Just when you think you can do a multi-million-dollar production for pennies on the dollar, 2021 happens and you have to reboot your entire system. And so I do find it fascinating that we can literally do this show live stream on the internet, really with a laptop, and that's it. I have a laptop and a thing. Okay, are you there?
Yep.
Dude, I don't know what happened, man. St. Joe, they
probably shut us down.
Yeah. So the question I asked, and then we lost all sound, was game one started on Saturday. Who did you have on the mound?
I had Gavin Platt.
Okay.
Yeah, Gavin Platt, one of my sophomore, really good live arm, youngster. The guy, he's one of our guys. He's all grit. Like, you can't even joke with him. He's all serious 100% of the time. It's yes sir, no sir, yes coach. And I don't know if you ever watched that show from what's the one with Kevin Costner at the ranch, Yellowstone.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
We refer him to as Rip. Just a big, mean, serious cowboy.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's like me. He's 5'6", 5'7".
Wow. Oh man.
But he's got that bulldog mentality. Yeah, he started for us on Saturday game one.
Okay, and how many innings did he go?
He pitched a complete game.
Oh, okay. All right,
yeah,
awesome.
Pitched a complete game. I think he only had 83 pitches through 7 innings. The kid did awesome for us. He that really gave us a breath of fresh air. We were able to save some arms and from pitching, and when a pitcher can do that, it brings life to our dugout. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome to watch.
No, absolutely. Okay, so he threw a complete game, 83 pitches. What pitches does he throw?
He's got a variety of pitches. He's got a fastball from over the top. He's got a fastball that he throws sidearm that's got a little bit of cut to it. Then he's got a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. So he's got a variety of them, and he throws them from all different arm angles. So it definitely keeps the hitters off balance.
Yeah, no, I love that. And he's a sophomore.
Yes.
You find that a lot of these kids that you have on these rosters are a lot of them like travel ball players that they've just played like double the amount of games that you and I would have played when we were kids?
You know what? A majority of them do. I don't know about Gavin, whether he has played travel ball or not. But a majority of them do. Like a lot of the juniors and seniors that I've had since 2019, most of them do play travel ball, and they play year round, and that's the reason why they're good. They get the reps all year round, and when it comes to high school season, they're in shape and ready to go, and they're the eye hand coordination, the reps, it's there. It's there from day one.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? They get the reps, and when we were growing up, there was really no travel ball. There was some all-star stuff after the regular season, maybe a summer league, but for the most part, we didn't get the amount of reps that these kids are able to get these days. And I guess that's a huge responsibility on you as a coach to just gauge the health of a still a developing teenager that the responsibility lies with you to make sure that they keep their arm healthy, right? Because who's to say that he throws 89, 87 pitches with you and then 3 days later might go throw with another coach on a travel ball team? Not that really takes place these days, but it could, right?
Right. And that's why we during the high school season, there's really no travel ball or any privatized ball that goes on.
Yeah.
We definitely keep our kids at a pitch count. I've learned that, over the years, that if you want your kids to be healthy throughout the year, you put them on pitch counts. The kids don't like it. It's not very often that the kids, they don't like to come out. They want to finish the game. They got the heart. And that's just the competitiveness in them. But sometimes I have to be the bearer of bad news when I know, when you can see certain things when they're starting to get a little fatigued, their legs are starting to give, they're missing the ball high, or they're getting a little erratic and they're not hitting their spots. And you can tell when their pitch counts get up that's where you can kind of gauge things out.
Yeah, no,
it's one of those things that we keep pitch counts on our kids for that reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. It's game 2. St. Joe had a friend of ours on the mound, little Caden Guccia, and Caden's a great kid. He's a competitor, and I just loved watching you guys light him up. I mean, you guys, you were teeing off of him, right? And so a little revenge. I'll be honest. Like, it's nice to just rub it in the face of the quarterback for St. Joe, right, and just tee off of him. So.
Yeah. One thing I will say is he had a live arm. Out of all the pitchers that we faced, he was probably the fastest out of them. But that kind of sits right into our strength. We actually do pretty well against kids who throw the ball decent. And as you can see, our kids were on a tear Saturday. They were very disappointed and frustrated with their Wednesday performance. And I think what happened was the hard work that we put in all week, being able to work on hitting and being able just to stay focused, because we hit the ball well Wednesday. Like I said, we just hit it right at the other team, and they made the plays. And so, like you said, that's baseball. But Saturday was a whole different story. We were finding gaps, some doubles, a lot of RBIs, even Robbie Lardner hit a triple. And yeah, we hit the ball well on Saturday. So that's what this team is very capable of doing. It's exciting to actually see it come to life.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it was like the entire team contributed. Like there was nobody that was cold. Everybody got on base for the most part. Yeah, that was a fun day. How much do you think the fact that these boys had to go get changed for prom played into the game 2 going as fast as it did?
It all worked out well. I think you take a chance when you do have a problem like that. You take a chance of the kids maybe wanting to focus somewhere else, and maybe they're not thinking of the game. But it worked out to our advantage. I think the kids, they were motivated all day, and I think that was part of it. Was they were motivated. They knew that they had prom. They wanted to go out. They wanted to put a good game in to go out and celebrate and celebrate prom, and just So I think it had a lot to do with the fact that they played very well, and yeah, it was nice to get that last game done to 5 innings.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so you and I had a chance to speak after the game a little bit, and you were just talking kind of with me about your strategy for game 2, and the fact that we were up 10 runs going into the 5th inning, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Robbie was scheduled to close, but you brought him in early, right? What was the thought behind that?
And actually, we weren't going to throw Ryan or Robbie at all if we could on that Saturday. The coaching staff, we kind of sat there and talked about it. But after I did throughout the day, I promised Robbie I would at least give him 1 inning. That way, and bring him in a closing situation. It's called when he gets in there, he can pitch 1 or 2 innings like that. It's kind of like having his weekly bullpen before start.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets that live bullpen, and I do that with some of the other pitchers as well, where they're able to come in and throw a couple innings and get their live bullpen in. But when we were up by 10, I was gonna leave another. Yeah, there's this date.
Yeah, I was gonna say you basically put the game in the hands of this guy.
Yeah, I tell you what, he the kid he cleans up pretty well. But
that's awesome.
The point was when we were up 10-0, and he looked at me and he's all, "What do you think, Coach?" And I was going to actually leave the pitcher that was in there because I thought that he needed some innings as well. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't that I did think that he could get it done. It's just throughout the day I promised him that I'd give him an inning. And had we gone out and closed that last inning, he had been pretty mad at me.
Yeah.
But I get it. Sometimes you get the kids in, sometimes you don't. But I had that opportunity to kind of close the door, and I think he did it in 11 pitches. Was able to close out the inning. So yeah, it worked out perfect.
And then the start of game 2, you actually had Trent Wills on the mound, which that was his first outing of the year, as he's been kind of nursing an arm issue, right?
Right. So early in the year, he was actually slotted to be one of our starting pitchers. He's pitched the last 2 years for me in 19 and also 20, and actually threw a no-hitter last year against Mission. So I was kind of excited to have him back. But at the very beginning of the year, he started experiencing some shoulder issues. So we've been kind of working with him and his physical therapy and slowly, surely working him back to strength to where he can actually throw. I mean, he obviously with the shoulder issue, you can't throw as hard as you want. But I tell you, that kid and our pitching coach, they put a lot of work in. It was about a month and a half worth of work to get those 3 innings in.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's one of those things we didn't want to rush Trent back. To me, it's more important to have him healthy and have him be able to go and catch the ball in the outfield and run bases and actually be able to throw the ball, but be able to throw the ball, hit the cutoff. He's strong enough he can throw a runner out at home, but pitching is a whole different element. It's a whole different torque and it takes a little out of the arm to throw because you're throwing a little bit harder. Mm-hmm. But we slowly, surely worked him back, and he proved to us after a month and a half of bullpens that he was ready to go.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about the ideal first inning. I think I counted 5 pitches. Like he went out and threw a couple of pop-ups and maybe a grounder, and he was out of the inning.
Yeah, that was nice. That's why we were actually thinking 2 innings, but he actually ended up going 3. And our goal was pretty much for him to be around 30, 35 pitches. Mm-hmm. Just break him in. Trent, he's another one of those kids. He's a competitor. He's all, "Hey, Coach, I got 1 more in me." I'm all, "Well, that's good because you save that one for another game."
Yeah.
Because you're at your limit that we pretty much had planned for you. You did a great job. You held him to no hits, no runs, and he did his job. And I pat him on the back and said thank you, and then I put him right back out in center field.
Yeah, and I think his pitch count was 36 or 39, somewhere around there.
Yeah, right where we want him to be.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's great.
10, 12 pitches an inning, and it worked out perfect.
And it's a confidence builder for him. Yeah. How's his arm doing? Have you followed up with him?
Yeah, no, he's every time we have a game, I'll put a text out to some of the pitchers. I make sure that they ice, make sure that we go through our arm care program, and the coaches and myself, we reach out to the kids like on a Sunday or Monday after they've thrown, and we always find out where they're at. So that way, when we come to practice Monday, we kind of take it easy on our pitchers and let them have a day off from throwing during practice. So that way they're ready to go until bullpen on Wednesday.
Okay, good.
He did well.
Awesome. That's good to hear. I'm going to check in. I'm going to bring somebody in real quick. Hey, Josh, you're scheduled to come on at 8:30. Do you need to come on earlier?
Oh, I thought it said 8:15. Sorry. Yeah, if I could, that'd be great. I had another meeting that came up. So
well, we're right.
Or we can hold off. We can hold off till next week and just visit next week.
All right. Yeah. I mean, what could be more important than your weekly update with us?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's something that came up just yesterday. So yeah,
no worries.
We can just plan next week. That's fine with me.
Okay. No worries. Thanks, Josh.
All right. Thanks, Mike. See ya.
All right. Yeah. All right, Rob, I didn't want to cut you short, and he had sent me a note saying that he had to go early or go quickly. So I just wanted to make sure you and I had enough time to talk fundraising and future plans, stuff that you talked briefly about with me over the weekend. So on Saturday after the game, I got a chance to kind of walk out onto the field, check out the dugouts in person, kind of up close. Those new backstops that you guys put in front of the dugouts are just sweet. They're so nice. The metalwork that was done, all of the padding and the banners. It's just it kind of gives you that pro feel. It's such a cool thing. I mean, now I'm thinking, okay, let's get some green paint or black paint and paint the top of that dugout. That just to kind of frame it out, and then how we get people to like maybe stencil some logos across the top, or I'm like, now you've got me kind of fired up about making that place look like next level, because it's getting there, right?
Yeah, we're getting close. A lot of coaches, we talked about even just going out there on a Sunday with a couple cans of paint and rollers and just get that forest green backdrop and get that painted in, and maybe having someone come in and stencil some lettering up on top of our dugout.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but we actually have we have an eagle on top of our dugout. I don't know if you were able to see it.
I saw that.
It was kind of cool. Josh Wills, Trent's dad, he found that thing on a job site that he was working on, and he showed it to me, and he goes, "What do you think?" I'm all, "Let's put that thing on the dugout. Why not?"
That's so cool.
So he came to practice one day, and Josh, being the construction guy he is, he's always got the right tools, and he installed that thing, put it on top of our dugout, and it's kind of funny. Some of the kids, it's kind of like almost a pregame. They all kind of jump on there and touch the little beak, and so
that's awesome.
Kind of like it's kind of cool.
What he didn't tell you was the construction site was at Arroyo Grande High School. So no. No. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Well, do me a favor. If there are needs for manpower or donations and stuff, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you, and how do you want to get the word out if there's something that like, hey, we're going to meet up on a Sunday and do X, Y, and Z. We need some parents. What are your thoughts?
Usually, like this is actually a great venue for you to get out. Usually I'll reach out to, and I'll text some parents or text some coaches and see, even we'll get the kids out there. There's actually days that we need for the kids to be out there. We call it a field day. and that could be anywhere from removing weeds to some cleanup, trash cleanup, painting. Yeah, so it's kind of to me, I'd rather see the kids and some of the coaches and maybe some parents, if we have a field day like that, get out there and, one day when you got about 12 people out there, you can get a lot done.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember, man, I mean, even when I was in middle school, Coach Alvord, Coach Schleppenbach, the high school coaches at Paso when I was growing up, they would have field days where even the Little League kids, the middle schoolers, would come out on a Saturday morning to Lions Field over by Flamson, and we'd take shovels and we would, the infield lines that go down the first and third base line, we would take shovels and cut that line nice and straight and get all the excess grass out of there and move dirt around and plant seeds. And I mean, we were doing everything, and we'd spend a good, I'd say, 3 or 4 Saturdays over there prior to the season kicking off. And we did that religiously every year for about 7 years, from like 6th grade through 12th grade. And that makes the kids kind of take pride in the field that they're playing on a little more, right?
Absolutely. This is actually the first year that we've had games on Saturdays. So with maintenance not working on Saturdays, and we've been spoiled the last couple of years with games being on Wednesdays and Fridays, where maintenance will go out there and they'll drag our field, they'll chop it all up for us, and the only thing that we might have to do would be water the field, but from start to finish on Saturdays, it's kind of fallen on our team. So, it was kind of funny. 2 weeks ago when we hosted Aurora Grande, that was the first doubleheader we had hosted. So what I did was I cut practice a little early, about 30 minutes early, and I actually made the kids go out and do their job. I made them go out and water the field. Had a coach on the dragger. Had the kids outlining the boxes, the batter's boxes, and taking the string all the way across the foul lines, and just kind of doing a pre-run through, because those are things we have to do on double hitters. We got to do before our first game and in the middle of our first and second game. So I didn't really want us to look like I didn't want it to look like a Chinese fire drill. So I wanted to make sure that our kids knew their jobs and they knew how to do it. So, and then now it's paid off. I've given the kids all their responsibilities. I have a watering crew, a chalking crew. I have kids that take care of the batting cages, kids that take care of the dugout, kids that take care of home plate. So yeah, they all have a certain job now. Every one of them.
What I haven't noticed. How do you guys dress the infield? Do you guys have like a little tractor that you drag the infield with, or is it just all by hand?
We do. So what we do is we'll water the field down so we don't get a whole bunch of dust going around there. We have a tractor that actually has stakes in it, and it kind of moves and then there's a dragger behind it. So it kind of smooths out, evens out the infield. And then once we do that, we'll water it again, get it nice and smooth, and then we'll chop the field and get it ready to play.
All right, I'm going to pull up a picture here, and I just want you to talk us through, if you can. Can you guys see my screen? So this is the field kind of from a bird's eye view, and you talked about potentially wanting to do a project where we bring in the outfield fence line. If we're looking at dead center, is that dead center like 390? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So our next big project I'd like to see happen is us to actually have anywhere from an 8 to 10 foot warning track. Right now it's about 4 feet and it's not safe for the kids. I'd like to bring in the fence in a little bit, probably starting at about left field and bring it in about 10 feet. And then go with probably 8-foot fences so we can actually get windscreens and put the green windscreens on there. And then obviously on top of that, on top of the fence, we get that yellow corrugated plastic that most collegiate teams fields have. And and some of the high schools have them. And it's a real professional look. It's a true, I would say, warning track, to where you basically how a warning track is done. It's done usually anywhere from 8 to 10 feet before the fence. So when the kids are on a run and they're going for a ball, they can actually count steps on when they know the warning track's coming.
Right.
Or when the fence is actually coming. So just right now, it's just if you were a full run, and you hit that warning track, it's almost too late, because it's 2 steps and you're right into the fence, and that can cause injuries. I know that Robbie hit his knee one time up against a pole. And yeah, we don't want things like that to happen to our kids or even on the other team. So these are things that I'd like to see fixed. It's a beautiful field. It just needs a makeover. That's it.
And how old is this field? Do we know? Is it
that? I'm not sure. The dates, I'm not too sure how long that field's been there, but I can tell you that since I've been there since 2019, that maintenance has done an awesome job, mowing and keeping our infield down to where we need it. Obviously during the summer and something like that, there's some maintenance things that we can take care of and get done. But like I said, over the last 3 years, this is the best the field has looked.
Yeah, it almost looks like they extended it, right? You see that line that wraps around the outfield?
Yeah, that's actually grass. I mean, it could be dirt if you wanted to. If you wanted to just have grass beyond, where it would separate the foul lines.
Yeah.
A lot of fields are like that, where you have a lot of dirt around the whole entire thing. But
sure.
Yeah, it's got it definitely. The field has the capability of being a really nice field. It's a nice field now, but it actually has the potential of being a very nice field. If we could make those adjustments. And again, for me, it's the safety thing. I don't need kids running in the poles or fences because our warning track's too small. And it would just be nice to make those upgrades.
Yeah, no, I agree. What's the height of the outfield fence right now?
It's 4 feet.
It's 4 feet. Okay.
Yeah. We should probably have at least a 6 to 8 foot fence.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So bringing it in maybe 8-10 feet, and then raising it up 4 or 5 feet to get it, and then obviously padded would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if not padded, we could put windscreens on, and you definitely pad the top of the fence with that either padding, or you could do it with that corrugated plastic, so that way when a kid reaches over the fence to try to bring in a ball, his arm or his wrist is not being stuck in the cyclone.
Right.
Fence.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking. I'm just measuring it real quick here. It's about 600 feet of fence line.
Yeah.
That we would have to bring in.
It'd be ideal also to have probably, I don't know, maybe like a 12-foot fence in the center. We call that a batter's eye, so where we can get like a big green, where it's a little bit higher, and then you get a big green platform, and it actually helps the batter see the ball a lot better. So, I mean, that would be an advantage to us because we play at home, but any team that plays there, it's to advantage. And it just, you can actually pick up the ball a little bit better than you can right now, the way it's open up to the field.
Yeah, because it is just a clear fence right now that looks to the hillside, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I've got a couple of years left in the school system with my kids, so I'd be more than happy to figure out how we can help you make this happen. Baseball is obviously a love of mine from the earliest memories I have as a kid, right? And so, whatever I can do to help you and your group and your staff, figure out how to put this together, I'd love to help out. So just keep me in the loop.
I will. Yeah. Sometimes it's about raising money, and then we have to get the schematics and the drawings, and then we submit it to the board. And as long as we can get the money to get it done, usually the board has been really good about supporting us. So, but there are hoops and stuff we have to go through. We have to make sure it's legit. But just as long as we write it correctly and make them understand that it benefits everybody, and including the safety of all the kids that are playing.
For sure. And you're doing already your part, in addition to the boosters, doing the snack bar and the fundraising efforts that they do, the baseball program. You guys yourselves have taken it upon yourself to do some extra fundraising by selling merch. And, I bought this new hat, which I love.
That hat looks really nice on you.
Yeah, thanks. I love it. Yeah. You've got kind of warm-up jackets and shirts and long sleeve and short sleeve that are available as well.
Right.
And that's all apparel that you can buy at the games. Any weekend, your wife's over there slaving away in the heat, holding down the fort. But that's a coach's wife, man. That's the life, right?
Yes, it is. I appreciate that she takes it on, and we sit together on a Monday or Sunday night, and we count all the merchandise to make sure that we sold and that the money's correct. And this was something I definitely was not going to do. I was like, I'm just the baseball coach, right?
Right.
But then what happened was I had these things done and made for the kids. And I kept on hearing, hey, you know what? You should sell these things. They'll sell. They're kind of cool looking. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to get into it. And then, I talked to a couple of people, and they said that they would help. And then I got together with the school, and then we had to do things a certain way. And I wanted to make sure I did it right. So now that we're actually doing it, it's actually not that hard. You just have to account for everything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a little bit of a tracking nightmare sometimes, but it's worth it because the swag's cool. I love it.
Oh yeah, when I see little kids out there running around in hats and Templeton baseball gear, it's actually kind of cool to see.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow we've got Righetti. You're hosting at home at 4:30. And then Saturday you're at Righetti for a doubleheader.
Yes.
Okay. Is Righetti, this is a question I should know the answer to. Is Righetti in your league?
Yes, they are in the Mountain League. Yeah, they're another Division I school. They've been good throughout the years. They won the league 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they lost to Rio Grande this past weekend. But I'm telling you, they're a good team. They've always been a good team. I know Kyle, their baseball coach, and he's a good dude. And I can tell you that when you have a big school like that, it's kind of nice. You have a big draw, and I think we're just like with the Rio Grande. I think we with our pitching, we can compete with anybody.
Mm-hmm. And who do you have on the mound tomorrow?
Tomorrow will probably be Ryan Dominguez.
Okay, awesome.
Go with our Wednesday rotation.
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was nice not having to throw Ryan any innings on Saturday. It's one of the things that we're trying to keep the pitchers' pitch counts down. But no, he should be all nice and fresh. He hasn't thrown since last Wednesday.
Oh, that's great. He'll have a full week rest. Yep. That's nice. Okay, well, cool. What else can we talk about? Before I let you go, I just want to, obviously with the tragedy in San Luis Obispo last night, we are brought into constant awareness that you guys, you being a retired peace officer yourself, you guys are constantly putting yourself in harm's way to protect us citizens, and you being retired. I just want to thank you for all the years that you spent wearing the badge and protecting others. So thank you.
Yeah, it was a sad moment. Anytime something like that happens, it's just definitely our law enforcement family, we all come together. That's why you see a lot of these flags with the little blue line in it, and it's nothing more than just being supportive of our law enforcement. Not everybody can do that job. Not everybody can wear that badge, and for a person to go out and put their life on the line every single day, we know that there's that chance. There's that chance of that ultimate sacrifice that we take, and when we sign the dotted line for that job, it comes with the job, and unfortunately, incidents like this happen. So all we can do is gather around and support the family and support the police department and do all things we can to make sure that they know that we're there for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's definitely a tragedy for the community and the family, and it's nothing that I would ever wish on my worst enemy. But unfortunately, it is part of our reality, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's just it's sad. It's sad that anything like this were to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All we can do is pray for the family and make sure that they know that we're there to support them in any way we can.
100%. All right, Rob. Well, anything else you want to get out to the public before I let you go?
No, just come out to the games and support. I know. There's lists that spectators can get on. I know not every kid has four spectators to come out. So if they want to come out, I suggest they contact some of the kids or parents from the team and maybe come out and get out there underneath their name and come out and support Templeton baseball. And we appreciate all our fans being out there. They've been out there all year, and it's nice to see. And all we want to do is perform to our best, our capability, whether it's a win or loss. We just want our kids and our fans to know that our kids are giving 100%, regardless of the outcome.
Absolutely. Well said. Well, we appreciate you joining us today, and good luck tomorrow. We're definitely rooting for you, and then obviously again on Saturday. So we'll check back with you next week.
Okay, Mike. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Coach. We'll see you. Bye. All right. That's Rob Tompkins, the head coach, head varsity baseball coach here at Templeton High School, joining us for a weekly update on the baseball program. So good luck to the Templeton Eagles baseball team as they face Righetti this week. Tomorrow tomorrow at home at 4:30, and then on Saturday, doubleheader down there at Righetti. So, all right, at this time, let's go back to this softball video so we can finish this guy up. And let's see. Now I'm gonna do this and this. Turn the chat off and then go back to the speaker, and we will be rolling.
Game two.
You just approve. They're only coming for the first game. Templeton Eagles is number 5, Isabella Town. Starting from the bottom, not a whole team here. Starting from
Hey, right your 10, all you, Eva.
I knew it was coming, but I knew it had a roof.
Next up to bat for the Eagles, number 7, Alyssa Moore.
Looking better.
He's putting a courtesy runner in for the pitcher. So number 14's in for 7.
Courtesy for pitcher. 14. 14 courtesy. All right, let's go, Sean. Just for your pitcher catcher. Rope one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Good job.
28.
Let's go, Sean.
Get one.
There it is. There it is. Hold on. That's gone.
Yeah. Money.
All right. Nice.
If I pitch and catch, will you hold the ball? When down to the plate, will you swing and fall? If you play, you gotta know how it's done. Can you hold a hard one? I mean, baby, do you know the game? I mean, baby, do you know the game? I'm a big league pitcher. Can you catch the hairline swing? Can you hit ball I throw to you? Southpaw, can you hit ball I throw to you? Well, get your bat ready, baby. Let's see what you can do. Do you, baby, know what it's all about? Do you, baby, know what it's all about? I need a pinch hitter, cause my last man just fanned out. So get your bat ready, baby. 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 Let's have some fun. If you can hit that ball, you can make a home run. Play ball. Oh, I've got a drop that'll make you swing down low. I've got a drop that'll make you swing down low. You can't pick it up, baby. That means your stroke's too slow. When I wind up, I'm pitching my all to you. When I wind up, pitching my all to you. So get your bat ready, baby. Let's see what you can do. Get your bat ready, baby. 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 Let's have some fun. You can hit that ball. You can make a home run.
All right, I think that's it. I think that was the video. Let's see here. Where's my cursor? All right, Malcolm, good job doing that video. Thank you so much for showcasing the Templeton Eagles softball team. And man, those girls were hitting the ball, huh? They had multiple home runs, it looks like, on Saturday. Awesome. I've never had anyone Allison played softball as a kid. She didn't play really in high school too much, but I'm trying to think. Abby, I don't think ever played softball. I don't know. Maybe if she did, she played for one season, but I don't think so. My niece plays softball. She's fun to watch. But those girls, they're a cheerful bunch in that dugout. They're just always rooting for each other. So good stuff. Anthony, what's happening?
Hey, not much. Just getting ready for this. I've lost my train of thought. Just getting ready for the press conference. That's what I was going to say.
Okay, so when's the press conference?
It's supposed to be at 12 o'clock today. I don't know who is going to be heading up the press conference. Obviously, because in a situation like this, where a crime has been committed, the police department that it happened around obviously doesn't do their own investigation.
Sure.
So I would assume, I'm not going to assume anything. I just don't know who's going to be heading up the investigation, whether it be the sheriff's department or CHP or some other law enforcement agency to conduct the investigation from last night's events. So yeah, that's supposed to be at 12 o'clock today. So I'm sure we'll get more intel on the circumstances leading up to the unfortunate tragedy which resulted in the life of a San Luis Obispo police officer. So we'll just find out more information at 12.
Okay. All right, man. Well, yeah, make sure you have all the information to report back on that tomorrow, and then we will go from there. All right. Anything else happening in and around the county?
No, it's actually relatively quiet. It was pretty much just a pretty somber night, obviously last night. So not too much went on after that event last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony. Well, thanks for your time today. Hope you have a good day today, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
See ya. All right, that's Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. And again, his Facebook group has over 6,000 followers. He has spent the last 5 years or so building that group and building a platform where you can get all the latest news and information happening in and around the North County. It's Paso Robles Incidents and Actions is the name of that group. So that's a great a great service, community service that he does for us in general. So thanks again, Anthony, for everything that you do. All right, that's it. That's the show for today. Today is Wednesday. Wow. Wishful thinking, right? Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. It's the Morning Buzz. We are well into week nine of the Morning Buzz, the show that is dedicated to bringing you news, events, community, and positivity to the North County. My name is Mike Brady. I'm the host of the Morning Buzz. You can email me at morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com. If you've got items that you want to cover, if you've got information that you want to get out to the public, love for you to be a contributor to the show. If you want to come on to the show, you're more than welcome to. All you have to do is DM me, send me a message, send me an email. It's morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com. And then you can go from there. So in case you just happen to miss the show today we talked really in depth about the tragedy that happened last night in San Luis Obispo with the police officer being fatally wounded, losing his life. We talked to Templeton High School baseball, and Mr. Aston popped in for a brief second to say hello. And that was pretty much it. We had a show went quick today for sure. So Hope everybody has a good day today. I hope you guys are staying positive and remembering that today's a new day. So what happened yesterday is yesterday. All you have to do is focus on here and now and moving forward. So to close out the show with the Mr. Rogers quote in the post from a friend on Facebook, love isn't a state of perfect caring. It is an active noun like struggle. Mr. Rogers, the wholesome father figure whose generations of kids grew to cherish thanks to his regularly shared nuggets of wisdoms. He had so much good advice, in fact, that he filled an entire book with it. You are special, words of wisdom for all ages from a beloved neighbor. That's the name of the book. In the quote from that book, Mr. Rogers tells us that love isn't effortless. You can care about someone easily, but to continue to care about them as they grow and change and sometimes cause pain takes some work. But some things are worth working for, and when it comes to love, it's almost always worth it to put in that effort. There you go. I'll leave you guys with that today. It's the Morning Buzz. Be well.